Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine Live. I'm Catherine. I have sketch number 5 from our worldwide virtual crop that's happening this weekend from Creative Memories. And I'm going to be working with the Leave Nothing Behind collection for the sketch. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch over the cameras. Here we go. All right, so for this sketch, again, there's really a lot going on this sketch. It just really kind of was. So I went ahead and I actually had some scraps from this collection left over from when I did my journey sticks, which is on another video. If you all are interested in seeing that, you can search my YouTube channel for it. But I went ahead and I have two 8 3/4 by 12-inch pieces, which is larger than what they have here. This almost looks more like a 5-inch and a 6-inch piece in the back, but I wanted to just go ahead and use what I had. So I picked complementary pieces, and I'll show you that in just a moment. I also cut 6 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats. And I will talk about some of these other background pieces that I picked as well. And we're just going to be using a few stickers, but I didn't pick all of these detailed elements, and I have actually turned and placed things a little bit differently on my page than what's actually on the layout. I kind of laid it out a little bit like a puzzle here. So this is my left side of my layout, and this is my right side. And as you can see, my layering pieces are underneath. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start on this right side. And I'm just going to go ahead and scoop my pieces over because I want to make sure I remember which direction that I wanted my mats to go, just what I thought looked nice. Because what I started with were these two, hang on, let me move these up, were these two pine needle pages, and I used some dark green cardstock as my base. And let me get myself on the camera a little bit better for y'all. Hang on. I moved my camera, and so now it's coming in a little bit differently, in a different spot on my table than where I was working earlier. So you just never know. When you live stream, you just got to roll with it as much as possible. So, well, hi there, Miss Norma. Thank you so very much for joining me this afternoon while I'm trying to get my camera straightened out here. I hope you enjoy this little layout as I get myself sorted out. Now I need to get my tape runner, and we are going to go ahead and start placing these large pine needle pieces that I had left over. And like I said, I just didn't really want to cut them down and create more scraps out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and place the whole piece. And what did I say it was? 8 3/4. So we have, what, 3 1/4 left on our cardstock. So it's just enough green showing. But I just thought the green added a really nice base since we have so many natural elements on these pages, and actually a good bit of green this time. I don't know. I just was feeling the nature, I guess, this time for this layout. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring in 2 of my mats, which were along this left side. Let me make sure I get these. Yes, because I wanted to have this little, I'm not exactly sure what this is. It almost looks like those really, really fuzzy pine needles. I'll hold it up closer. This is what I get when it's been a little bit since I've introduced the collection. It has the ivy on the back. And yeah, it's just super, super natural looking and very wonderful that way. Great for camping pictures and national park pictures, which is actually when I did my story sticks, I had more natural park visits in mind when I did those. But it also has this fun little, oh, goodness gracious, fun little print on the back of this dark green as well. Okay. All right, Norma's let me know that this one looks like a shot from above. which is probably about right. It's maybe above the forest. Who knows where the designers get the ideas for some of these pages. I mean, it's just like having all these longer pine needles along the forest floor as well. And this one's on like more of a wood. So you just never know what they're going to come up with. Okay, and so now I have this piece here, which is a wood tone piece I wanted to bring in just because we had all these greens going on. And this piece is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Again, it was another scrap I had, and I almost really wanted to use this. Hang on, I have another one of it here. This red side, this pine bark looking side, but the red just really did not go with all the greens that we had. So I wound up going with the brown side, and I am pretty happy with that. I don't regret that we're using the brown, except for the fact that the brown wants to go on crooked, but hey, we work with what we have. There we go. Whoops. Now when I had it lined up with the corner, moved again on me. There we go. Okay. So there's our tree section, and I'm going to go ahead. This one was one of our mats that I cut also a circle out of, I think, out of this other part of it. And this one is 4.5 inches by 4 inches. So it must have been one of our 4 by 6 mats. And so I just took that extra little piece off that was a bit crooked looking, but I just thought, you know, this we easily could even layer in another white piece for a journal box if you want, or I'm going to actually use some stickers on it. So hang tight. I didn't have the stickers on yet. Okay, I need to move this over or else I'm not going to be able to get the rest of this done here. That's what I just, oof. I'm going to scoot my chair over. Okay, we put that one down already. So there we go, Catherine. Maybe I've done one too many live streams today. I don't know. Here's that. And this is going this way. And then I just thought this is one of our larger mats from the mat pack. And I just love that it had the little pine trees and the little bit of water element as well. But this one actually probably is going to be our journal box. So it's just as well. I'm going to put the stickers on this side. You can tell I designed this one a little while ago, and then I went and had a lunch break and was talking with family a little bit. And now I'm trying to figure out what I did when I designed this thing here so I can explain it to all of you. It's a good thing I wrote my notes first so I knew how large these pieces are for the mats. Otherwise, we'd really be in trouble. And so now this is the other part that was the scrap from this wood piece, the tree section and the pine bark on the back. This one is 7 1/4 by 4 3/4. So it's a little bit larger. I just went ahead and left it intact because it fits the end of this page, even with the journal box next to it. And I really liked that it added an extra layer for this other pine needle overview. Thank you, Miss Norma. The overhead pine needles. So what I'm going to stick with now and call it. Here we go. So that's going on. And then we have our last 2 mats here. And I'll pull this back in a minute so that it's not my way on the other end. There we go. So, okay. So you can see, even though we started with the pine needles in the background, you don't really see a ton of the pine needles now that we've gotten our other mats and pieces in place. And I'm going to pull back out our sketch. And you can see on our sketch, they wanted the journal box up here. And then they have a lot of places for elements. And they have the title over here. Well, I put my journal box down here. I turned these pieces out. And I rearranged some of my photo mats because I just thought that they looked better with the papers I was working with and the placement on the page and on the page next to it to have this repeating wood tone, and the repeating pine needles just worked better. So I'm going to grab my stickers out, And I want to put this lantern because I love the coloring of it, and I think it's actually going to add a nice little element to our page here on this side. And I'm going to go a little closer to our journal box, I think. So there's the lantern. And we're not going to use the borders this time because we don't need any borders. Our page can't hold a border because we have so many pieces for pictures. But I want to put this trailhead sign on here, and this one is going to be on the foam squares. I'm already having the back end of the foam square come off for some reason. That's okay. Hang on, let me get this. Okay. Sorry to take it off the camera. I just wanted to make sure I got the smaller foam square lined up. I mean, you can always cut them if you want, but I thought it looked like it was going to just make it, and I think it did. Well, okay, we have a little bit sticking out. Hang on, let me get my microchip scissors here and just trim it just a little because we don't want that showing off the end of our sticker. And since these scissors are my favorite and they have that coating on them, I mean, basically that little piece of foam square just popped right off, and it'll be a matter of getting it off my finger. But I also want to grab this saying here on the sticker sheet, and it says there are no shortcuts to any places worth going. And I just thought that this would look really great because of the brown writing and the brown elements on the stickers to put this on our little map, because it could almost be a little trail map for our hiking pictures and what have you. And yes, you are very right, Miss Norma. They do have the best stickers. They are nice and thick and so easy to work with. And I think I'm going to pull out some of these little acorns because the coloring matches the coloring in our lantern. So let's go ahead and fill that in over here. And we have a couple of other small ones on this other sheet. And that way we can finish. Shall we put one up here? No, I think we're going to finish filling in our little box over here with another set of acorns here. And I'm just going to layer those two on top of each other. And then this gives us space for a title later with whatever matches our pictures. You can just fill that in right there. You've got your journal box, you've got your little fun trailhead sign, and I don't think we need much else on this page. I feel like that's why I'm thinking that the title is going to go over here, because when you have the things that draw your eyes on the page and then on the pictures, if you put your title over here, that's going to complete the design of the page and it'll make it look finished and polished and complete. So that's it. This one was a little bit shorter just because I kind of had it placed almost like a puzzle because I didn't want to forget which direction to put everything. But sketch number 5 is complete. And I don't know if I will be back on live tonight, but don't forget the Thrift Flip Road Trip goes live or premieres in, oh my goodness, I think 35 minutes. So I'm going to have to be on for that. And we'll get it done. And then I will be on live again tomorrow with sketches starting with 6. And I think I'm going to try to do a digital one for that. And I also want to show some of our Fast to Fab pages. So I have a lot more planned for the other 6 sketches. There were 12 this month. So it was a lot for me to think about. But we'll get it done, and hopefully I've given y'all plenty of content to watch this weekend, and you'll have some more tomorrow. And I really appreciate you enjoying the video, Miss Norma. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Maybe you'll check out the road trip, and the playlist for that will be on YouTube. So until next time.